George was 72, retired high school history teacher from Asheville, North Carolina. 41 years of teaching World War II to teenagers who eventually stopped pretending they weren't interested. 3 daughters, 6 grandchildren, a wife named Ellen who'd been reminding him to drink water for decades. One morning in February, George stood over the toilet and saw something he'd never seen before. The water wasn't yellow. It wasn't dark. It was pink. He almost didn't tell Ellen. He felt fine. No pain, no burning, nothing dramatic. He told himself it was probably something he ate the night before, that spicy Italian sausage Ellen had warned him about. He flushed and went on with his day. The next morning, the pink was gone. Clear yellow. He forgot all about it. 3 weeks later, it happened again. Just once. Pink. No pain. Again, he told himself it was nothing. A coincidence. This time, Ellen noticed him lingering at the toilet and asked what was wrong. He lied. He said nothing. When the pink returned a third time a month later, Ellen saw it herself. She booked him an appointment by the end of the hour. 2 weeks after that, George's urologist showed him a scan and said the word that rewrites a life. Tumor. Early-stage bladder cancer. Caught in time because of 3 pink mornings George almost dismissed. Today, George is cancer-free, 5 years later. Board-certified internist. 30 years of practice treating seniors just like George. And today I'm going to walk you through the 9 urine warning colors every senior over 60 needs to recognize. Color number 4 is the one most seniors dismiss as dehydration, when it's actually signaling something far more serious. And by the end, you'll know exactly when it's harmless, when it's wait and see, and when you book an appointment that same day. If you believe seniors deserve real health information that could catch something early, type "I deserve the truth" in the comments below. And please share this video with someone over 60 who might dismiss a urine color change the way George almost did. It could save their life. Let's begin. First, you need to understand something most people get wrong. Urine is blood. It's not water. It's not waste. It's blood that your kidneys have filtered. Every single day, your 2 kidneys filter roughly 180 liters of fluid from your bloodstream. Most of that fluid goes straight back into your body. What's left, the real urine, carries waste, electrolytes, and a yellow pigment called urochrome, produced when old red blood cells break down naturally. Here's the key. You produce about the same amount of that pigment every single day. That's fairly constant. What changes day to day is the amount of water in your bladder diluting it. Less water makes darker urine. More water makes lighter urine. That's the baseline. But after 60, your kidneys are already working harder than they used to. They filter less efficiently. They concentrate urine less evenly. They're more vulnerable to medications, infections, and chronic disease, which means your urine is giving you more information than it ever did in your 30s or 40s. You just have to know what to look for. 9 colors, ranked from the most harmless to the most urgent. And at the end, I'll give you the exact 3 words to say to your doctor so you don't get brushed off. Color 9. Completely clear. Not pale yellow, actually clear, like tap water. This one surprises most people because everyone assumes clear urine means perfect hydration. For most younger adults, it's not a problem. But for seniors, clear urine can actually be a warning sign. After 60, your kidneys have less capacity to regulate sodium. When you drink large amounts of water in a short time, or when you take diuretics and then overcompensate with fluids, your sodium level can drop dangerously low. This is called hyponatremia, and in seniors it causes confusion, balance problems, and falls. The pattern is often clear urine throughout the day combined with feeling foggy or lightheaded. Most seniors won't notice this is happening until they fall. If your urine is consistently crystal clear and you're feeling any confusion or imbalance, mention it to your doctor. A simple blood test checks your sodium level. Color 8. Pale yellow to light gold. This is normal, healthy, well hydrated. The shade of lemonade or light straw. If your urine looks like this most of the day, your kidneys are doing their job and your hydration is in the right zone. Nothing to do here. This is the target. Color 7. Dark yellow or honey amber. This is where dehydration begins. The urochrome concentration is rising because there's less water to dilute it. For seniors specifically, this is common because your thirst signal weakens with age. By the time you feel thirsty at 70, you're often already mildly dehydrated. Dark honey urine usually means drink more water and reassess in a few hours. But if it stays dark honey even after drinking a glass or two, or if you're also feeling unusually tired, that's worth a conversation with your doctor. Persistent dark urine in a senior can also be an early sign of liver issues. Color 6. Brown or cola-colored. This one gets serious. Brown urine, the color of strong tea or cola, is not just extreme dehydration, although dehydration is one cause. In seniors, brown urine carries 3 specific concerns. First, advanced liver disease. When the liver can't process bilirubin properly, it spills into the urine and darkens it dramatically. This often happens before you see yellowing of the eyes or skin. If you watched my video on liver failure warning signs, dark brown urine is sign number 9 from that list. Second, rhabdomyolysis. This is the muscle breakdown condition I see in seniors after falls, after certain medications, especially statins, and after extreme heat exposure. When muscle cells break down, they release myoglobin, which makes urine the color of cola. Third, certain foods. Fava beans, rhubarb, and aloe can all temporarily tint urine brown. If you've eaten any of those, wait 24 hours and recheck. Brown urine that doesn't clear in a day, especially combined with weakness, muscle soreness, or any yellowing of the eyes, is same-week doctor territory, not next month, this week. And now we come to color number 4, the one the title mentioned, the one most seniors miss. Color 5. Light amber with a golden glow that almost looks orange. I know, you're thinking, wait, that's basically dark yellow, but there's a specific shade that crosses into early warning territory, and most seniors and most doctors dismiss it as dehydration for months before catching what's really happening. This golden amber shade, when it persists for weeks even with adequate fluids, is often the earliest sign of liver bilirubin issues. The color comes from bilirubin spilling into urine before blood tests flag it, and before jaundice becomes visible in the eyes. For seniors on multiple medications, especially those processed through the liver, this shade deserves a liver panel even if you feel perfectly fine. It's also the shade caused by certain vitamins, specifically B vitamins in high doses. If you take a B-complex supplement and notice this color, that's likely harmless. But if you don't take those supplements and the color persists, book an appointment within the month. Color 4. Brown or tea-colored with no other symptoms. This is the one the title referenced. This is the sign most seniors miss. This is the one that gets dismissed as, I just need more water. Here's why it's dangerous. Brown or tea-colored urine in a senior persistently can be the first and only outward sign of 2 critical conditions that otherwise have almost no early symptoms. The first is advanced non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. This affects an estimated 30% of adults over 60, most of whom have no idea they have it. By the time liver function blood tests flag it, fibrosis is already established. Tea-colored urine, especially in the morning, is often the first visible sign years before any blood test catches it. The second is chronic kidney disease stage 3 or higher. As the kidneys lose filtration capacity, they can no longer properly dilute urine. It stays concentrated and dark even when you're hydrated. Combined with foamy appearance, this is a direct window into kidney health. What to do if you see persistent tea-colored urine, even once a week, even if you feel fine. Request these 3 blood tests at your next appointment. ALT, AST, creatinine with EGFR. Those 3 tests together catch liver and kidney issues at stages where you can still turn things around. Don't wait for symptoms. The symptoms come too late. George's pink urine got him to the doctor. Most seniors won't see pink. Most will see this brown tea shade and dismiss it for years. That's why this is number 4. Color 3. Cloudy or milky white. Not dark, not colored. Just murky, like water with a few drops of milk in it. This is almost always one of 2 things. 1. Urinary tract infection, UTI. In seniors, this is a bigger deal than most people realize. UTIs in adults over 65 can progress to sepsis much faster than in younger adults, and the early signs are easy to miss. You might not have burning. You might not have urgency. The only sign can be cloudy urine plus new confusion, new unsteadiness, or new fatigue. I cannot overstate how often I see family members bring in their mother or father, thinking they're having early dementia, and the real answer is a UTI that has gone untreated for weeks. A simple urine dipstick in the doctor's office catches it in 2 minutes. 2. Kidney stones. The mineral content in passing stones can give urine a cloudy appearance, often combined with mild back or flank pain that comes in waves. Cloudy urine plus any new confusion, fever, back pain, or burning is same-day emergency territory. Cloudy urine alone with no symptoms, flush it through with water and recheck tomorrow. If it's still cloudy tomorrow, see your doctor within the week. Color 2. Red or pink. This is George's color. This is blood in the urine. The medical term is hematuria, and this is the warning color that most often gets dismissed because it usually causes no pain. Red or pink urine in a senior is never something to watch and wait. It has to be investigated. The causes range from harmless to life-changing. At the harmless end, you have beets, berries, rhubarb, and certain medications. At the serious end, you have kidney stones, enlarged prostate bleeding, and bladder or kidney cancer. Bladder cancer specifically peaks between ages 65 and 75. Men are 3 to 4 times more likely to develop it than women. And the #1 early sign in 80% of cases is painless blood in the urine that comes and goes. Exactly what George saw. Here is the rule, and this is not me being dramatic. If you see red or pink in your urine, you book a doctor's appointment that week. Not watch and wait. Not give it a month. If you've eaten beets or berries in the last day, note that and mention it. But book the appointment anyway. Your doctor can rule out food quickly and move forward with proper testing. Caught early, bladder cancer has a survival rate well over 90% at 5 years. Caught late, that survival rate drops to 15%. The difference is how quickly you act on that first pink morning. Color 1. Foamy or bubbly. This is not a color exactly. It's a texture change. Your urine looks the same color as usual, but there's persistent foam on the surface that doesn't clear. Not just the splash bubbles from a strong stream. Real persistent foam that sits there for a minute or more. This is almost always protein in the urine. Proteinuria. And proteinuria is one of the earliest warning signs of chronic kidney disease. Before your creatinine blood test flags anything. Before you feel any symptoms. Sometimes years before. Chronic kidney disease is the silent epidemic of aging. An estimated 15% of adults over 60 have it, and 90% don't know. By the time it's diagnosed through routine blood work, meaningful function has often already been lost. Foamy urine is one of the very few windows we have into catching it early. The test is simple. Bring a first morning urine sample to your doctor in a clean container. 5 minutes in the office, you'll know. If there's protein, they'll do a urine albumin-creatinine ratio to quantify it. If that's elevated, you go from watching and waiting to actively protecting your kidneys with medication, dietary changes, and monitoring. Foamy urine persisting more than a week warrants a doctor visit. Not urgent, but not something to ignore. Now, before I tell you what to actually say to your doctor, I want to cover 3 less common colors you might see in your lifetime. Because if you ever see them, you'll want to know whether to panic. Orange urine. Sometimes you'll see almost bright orange like sun-kissed. This is usually one of 3 things. Carrots and sweet potatoes if you've been eating a lot. Vitamin B2, riboflavin, which can turn urine nearly fluorescent. Or the tuberculosis medication rifampin, which famously turns urine bright orange. If you haven't eaten a lot of orange foods and you're not on rifampin, orange urine can also indicate bile duct blockage. Book an appointment within the week. Blue or green urine. This is rare and usually medication-related. Certain antidepressants, including amitriptyline, certain medications used in surgery, and a specific food dye in some confectionery can cause it. Blue urine in a senior almost always traces to a medication or procedure, and if you can't identify the cause, check with your pharmacist. Purple urine. This is the strangest one. I've seen it a handful of times in my career, always in seniors with long-term urinary catheters. It's called purple urine bag syndrome, caused by a specific bacterial interaction with the plastic of the catheter bag. It looks alarming, but it's treatable with antibiotics and catheter change. If you or a loved one uses a catheter and you see purple, tell the nurse same day. Now here's what to actually say to your doctor. Because the biggest mistake seniors make after noticing a warning color is describing it vaguely and getting brushed off. Bring a photograph. Take a picture of the urine in good natural light, phone camera on, before you flush. I know that sounds strange, but doctors take urine color reports much